Well, I did not load this, but looking at the pictures, the most important is I was trying to, how do you lift that? And I think that one is lift. This way it should go up and down. And there's a master switch. I turned the battery back on. And I took off the sock from the exhaust, so the truck is disconnected. Okay, there should be hydraulics somewhere here, right? Okay, so one is this, I think this is the, yeah, this is the blade, so this is the movement. Okay, oh, I see, forward, reverse. So now it's in this one. This thing just goes too fast. That's why I have to. There's no brake. Actually, wait a second. There's a brake. I forgot about the brakes. All right, so yeah, there we go. Ah, okay. Yeah, I forgot about the brakes here. Oh wow, there's a camera in the back. That's so cool. And then you just use this, you see, so the movement is just with the left. That's why I know not to touch this, because there's no blade. So I might screw up those. Wait, am I in the... Oh, wait a second. I moved the trailer already. So now we can... Okay, yeah, I see. If I pull this way, it goes left. Like real easy. So I did not drive it on, but I remember I drove a smaller one, which is what, D5. Once I was loading D5 in the Baltimore port, and I remember there was a bunch of pictograms on windows, you know, and you just look at like you see here, there's pictures. Like I was looking for this, how to lift that thing in the back, and it points to this. Okay, then I see this points to the blades. Okay, I'm not touching this. And then here I see F, forward, N, neutral, R, reverse. And 2 speeds with the pictures of a turtle and rabbit. I see, if you go like this, it turns this way. And there's oh, that's the RPM. Oh, okay. Oh, you see, you push this yellow button, that's your RPM. But this is so cool, you know, with just one joystick. And then imagine over here, when you have the blade, you can do all kinds of things. This is a really cool machine. not sure where to park it, but I know they have to take a look at it right before they sign anything. Just tuck it somewhere out of the way here. See, then you put into neutral, push the brake on, and that's it. Now I hope I go inside and they don't tell me that they're not receiving after 4. Because I called them twice. I asked them to return my call. Nobody called me. Oh, and I remember that's what they told me. When you turn the key off, it's not gonna shut down by itself. Basically it's keeps running until something to do with the DEF and emissions, and then it'll shut down by itself. All right, I'm all hooked up, changed into clean clothes. That's the guy who drove. He signed my paperwork and he drove the dozer. I said I can do it. He says no, it's fine. So he called somebody and they said, yeah, park it, you know. And it was so clean, right? And of course that's why I didn't want to park it there, because I thought they would start screaming at me, you know, why did you park it in the dirt? But that's where normally you park, you know, delivered machinery. But this guy, he went around me, and of course I'm guessing he wanted to go through here, but I'm blocking this. But he never said anything. He just went around me, did a big circle, and now I see all his tracks are covered in dirt. And that's the machine that I just brought. All right, bye-bye, nice little dozer. So now the trick getting out of here, oh, you see, that's the gate. So you come in like this, and then you go like this, and then you back in here. Because I've been here before, I didn't even have to ask anybody. No, it's always helpful when you go to the place that you know. And the trick here of getting out of here is I cannot make this turn, right? And I'm a bit close there to the back, so I gotta do this now. I gotta move the trailer's ass this way so that I can make the turn. Alright, which way is it going? I think I'm gonna hit something there. Oh yeah. There's a big screen machine parked there on the side. I should be able to make it. All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Caterpillar. Okay, hold on. This guy called me before. Yeah, hello, Sergei. Yeah, I saw your We just talked, right? And I saw your voicemail as a text on my phone. Yeah, sorry about that. The guy just was in a chatty mood, and he says they have lots of work. So basically they move forklifts, and he has a 450. So basically he moves like small ones, you know, to repair. Picks up with the customer, brings them over. But he says now they started doing these big ones like Taylor, you know, those monster forklifts that you see in ports. And now they decided I don't know how they found me. Probably since it's a Canadian guy, I bet. You see, this is where it's good to have a Canadian load board, even though it's expensive. But I post my truck on that one, you know, when I do a search, right? Like, and that's that crazy load board where you cannot search for loads unless you post your truck. So you have to basically, you post your truck. Let's say you say, now I'll be in Cambridge, Ontario, let's say, to Baltimore, Maryland. And so now I can see loads that go from, let's say, 500-mile radius of Cambridge to, let's say, 500-mile radius of Baltimore. But also what's very nice is that now brokers see my truck. You know, they see, okay, there's and because I put in comments my name, Sergei, my phone number, and the most importantly I put my email, because on this Canadian load board quite often it'll just say, okay, extension 203. So like, who's calling nowadays, right? I try not to call to waste time, you know. I try to email, but nowadays I see more and more people are leaving their email address in the comment section. And so if they see my truck posted, so they can quickly email me or call me like this guy, right? And they can, you know, ask me for a quote. Oh, and another thing, a funny thing happened. Some guy called me as I was driving from Sarnia, from the border crossing, and I had to go in because it's a split shipment, right? I have the dozer, flatbed or step deck guy had the blade, and so it was a split shipment. Whenever it's a split shipment, basically one customs invoice but two trucks, they cannot clear it at the booth. You have to go inside and see the broker right at the border there, and they give you a package of documents, and then you go down to the customs, you give them that, and then you wait, then they call your name, okay, you're good to go, and they stamp your paperwork. But it's not as quick as usually, you know, not at the booth, right? And so they told me about this, and so as I left, the scale is open. Usually that one is closed. All of a sudden the scale just west of Sarnia is open, and I'm like, and I'm with the dozer, it's not heavy, I have my annual permit, but still, you know, the less I see these guys, the better my health will be, you know. I'm telling you, this DOT in Canada and US, just nasty. And so, and I keep going, and the scale was like half a kilometer away, and I saw the lights flashing on the sign, all trucks pull in. And then by the time I reached the sign, I was probably like 200 meters away. The lights turned off. So this was my lucky day, right? And then I came in here, nobody pays me any attention. I parked, I know where to park, I took all my chains off, and I was hoping I would be able to drive this thing, right? Because I didn't show you guys much on the previous video, and this was so cool, but I was afraid it would take me a long time to find the controls. But no, you see, there's a parking brake, right? There's a left joystick, and oh yeah, and there was a lock for hydraulics. It was just a button, but it had a picture on it with a padlock. So I knew that one, you have to push that one. It's not like on the excavator, right? You have this thing in here that you lift up and down. And somehow I managed to raise that attachment in the back. Yeah, it was a very cool machine. Honestly, I felt sorry. I offered the guy, I said, let me park it, you know, I want to drive this thing, right? You're busy, let me tell me where you want me to park this, you know, when he signed my paperwork. I said, and I'll go pack it. And he said, oh, don't worry about it. Because I'm guessing he wanted the same thing, you know, like everyone wants to drive a brand new machine, you know. And so yeah, as I'm driving from Sarnia after a near miss with the scales, and again, I wasn't heavy. Like, this machine was 49,000 pounds. My empty weight is 57. Everything, it was by the book. And my phone rings, and this guy, some guy with an Indian accent, says, sir, can we please get a quote from I said, from where to where? He says, Vaughan, Ontario, basically Concord, to Canton, Michigan. Canton, Michigan. And each week, right, they add more land to that frost zone. And so I cautiously asked the guy, so how heavy is your load? He says, 123,000 pounds. I just started laughing. I said, you know what's happening in Michigan right now? Oh, no, sir. I said, did you hear about the frost law restrictions? No. And I said, okay, when do you plan to ship this? Maybe it's not now, right? Maybe it's the guy just asking me for a quote, and it's like a project that's gonna be happening, let's say 2 months from now. And he said, yeah, it's probably in about a month. And I said, well, if it's in about a month, then we should be good. But I said, so he sent me an email when I stopped here, and I gave him a quote, and then I see in his email it says topping. So I called him. I said, okay, no tarps. So I said, the only way I can do this is tell your shipper. I said, who's your shipper? Who's your customer? Canadian or American? He says, American. Okay, American, that's good, because Canadians are very cheap. So I said, you want a quote in US dollars or Canadian dollars? He says, US dollars, please. Oh, wow, that's cool. And I said, please ask your customer if it's possible to shrink wrap these pieces. And they're like 20 feet long, 12 feet wide, and 10 tall. You know? And he says, the customer says that should be a problem. I said, really? Okay. So then I can give you a quote, but hold on, let's see. I saw debris. Somebody broke a skid, and whenever there's debris, there's nails. All right, we're gonna park here because basically I'm tired today. I'm tired. It's already 20 to 6, and Cambridge is an hour away. But here they have Denny's, right? Oh man, this is a reefer. Alright, it's okay. And so yeah, this guy says in about a month they have these big pieces, 123,000 pounds, so 20 by 12 wide, about 10 tall. I said, yeah, I said, weight is not a problem, sir. Just pay me enough money, I can do it for you. Just I said, yeah, as long as you, I said 3 obstacles. One is shrink wrap. I said I don't tarp. My boss does not allow me to tarp. And obstacle 2 is Michigan restrictions, right? And what was obstacle 3? And obstacle 3, well, I said, do you have an MC number? Because some of these Canadian guys, they operate with no MC numbers, so you gotta watch out, because that's illegal. It's okay in Canada, right? But when you have US to Canada, Canada to US, you need to have an MC number. And some of them, oh, we don't need that one. Oh, really? That's BS. You need an MC number if you're moving an international shipment. But this guy has, oh, it was on the email. I look at the email, sure enough, there's an MC number. But I didn't check his credit. Maybe it's, you know, if it's okay, then, but, you know, we can go from there. Once if they accept my rate. I didn't ask him for too much, just, you know, reasonable. But we'll see. And then this guy has, the guy who just called me, right, has all these forklifts. I'm telling you, like, the economy is booming. Like, from my seat, from my driver's seat, it's just crazy. And this guy wanted me, basically, he left me a message, the guy who called me just now, and I receive a voicemail as a text message, and then if I want I can listen to it. But now I love this service, you know, where there's a text message. Sometimes there's mistakes in there, but you can still figure out what the guy was saying. So basically this guy had a load, urgent load, to go from here to Alberta. Grand Prairie, Alberta, which is like 2 hours, was it 2 hours west of Edmonton? And then on the way back he says they have a load in Calgary. Yeah, right. You know, I just came from a trip, right? I worked 3 days. I don't work like that. I'm sorry, you know. You gotta enjoy life. So now I'm taking what? Friday off, Saturday off, Sunday off, and then Monday I'm getting new tires. So I'm gonna drive the truck to the tire shop where they're gonna install the tires and check alignment. That probably will take like 3-4 hours. And then Friday I gotta be for that court, stupid court in Baltimore, and I'm gonna bring my truck with the Jeep and the booster. And then if they don't put me into jail Friday, then over the weekend I'm gonna drive to Virginia, and then Monday I'll be loading that big 490 excavator, but no stick, no boom, no counterweights. It should be only like 100 or 105,000 pounds. So that's gonna be my next project. Cool. Thanks for watching.